Have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on? What's going on? How is everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing? This your boy Doc Holiday. We back again with another HBCU tonight. In part to you by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. And I am in the building tonight. So we just gonna start off with some lighthearted stuff around here. Just gonna start out with a little lighthearted stuff. Excuse me. But see who I was up in the building. Make sure. Hey, just tell me where you from, what school you claim, where you from, what school you claim, where you from, what school you claim. This is how we're gonna do it back on like we did last, old school time, back in the day when I first started out. Where you from and what school you claim. So I just want to put it out there. I am wearing my vintage Jerry Rice jersey from Mississippi Valley. As you can see, the sleeves, number 88. Got this on eBay last week for like $50. And y'all know back then, this was the craze. Everybody used to have these jerseys back then. I think the next one I might gonna get is, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get that Walter Payton, but it's kind of hard to find that Walter Payton jersey. But I'm probably gonna get I'm gonna get the Walter Payton. I'm probably gonna get Doug Williams because that was another one that was hard to find too from Grambling. Trying to find some other ones where just do some old school jerseys, and I'm going back to wearing my jerseys and stuff this time around, because you know what I'm saying. That's something that I want to do, but who we got up in here? What is going on? What's going on, Kaz? What up, Tonyo? What's up, bro? Miss Mary, how you doing? The Layup Podcast, 10 yards. Hey, man, I have to wait for this thing to load up, so I can't help it, man. I can't help it if it starts off late. But I had yeah, you got two Walter Payton jerseys. What up, G? What's happening? You got two Walter Payton jerseys, man. I might have to buy one from you. I might have to buy one from you for real. Had to buy one from me. But yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. And then we're gonna get into the big thing we're gonna talk about. So first and foremost, before we do that, I'm gonna get this ticker going on right here. Get this thing going on. How's everybody's day been going? I think everybody's day been going good. Mine has been going. I'm gonna say decent today. Really didn't do too much. Just chill at the house. This is what I try to do on my off days, man. Just chill at the house. Uh, get a good shower. Ate me some apples with peanut butter. Uh, watch some old school wrestling. Yes, I am a wrestling fan, so I watch old school wrestling. Um, other than that, sure, just chill out. Talked to my baby girl earlier today. She's on, from what I'm hearing, they're on winter break, and they got more breaks than I have when I'm at work. But she's getting her hair done, getting her hair pressed for next weekend for her birthday. Like I said, she's going to turn 9, so we're going to be doing a skate party for her next weekend in Ennis. So if you're in the DFW area, if you want to, you can go ahead and hit the Cash App, the PayPal, or the Zelle to send the baby girl a happy birthday gift. I won't be on here next Saturday. Time permits if I have time. But it's all gonna be about Peyton and Sidra for her birthday, her day. Um, so that's I'm gonna do my fatherly duty. Go out there on some skates and get back out there and have some fun with my skates on. Uh, so we got some things to going on. Got things that goes on around there. So she is happy that I'm gonna be skating, and pretty much her mother is gonna be taking the pictures. So that is how we gonna do things around here. Okay, and we got it. Boom, we got that. We got that ticker down there. Make sure that you hit the ticker. Like I said, what's going on? What's going on, Dr. D? What's happening? So make sure if anybody want to watch something before they get into their Friday night routine, make sure hit the share button and tell them to come on over to Doc's place, because we got a nice show for you today. And that's on everything, and I'm standing on business on that. Like I said. But other than that, y'all already know we gonna go run up into this commercial right here before we do all that. Let's see. But before we do that, y'all already know, become a subscriber. Like I said, follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU Overdrive. That'd be on Twitter and on Instagram. And then after that, become an exclusive member. All you have to do is just hit that join button, get everything, early access to everything HBCU Overdrive. And last but not least, like I said, donations can be sent to the channel via Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. So we got some stuff going on right here. And pretty much that's how we're going to do it. Hopefully everything is cool, calm, and collected. Like I said, I hope everybody's having a good day, a good weekend, a good Friday. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And before we get into it, we're gonna go into this commercial break right now.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holiday with HBCU Overdrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically to design to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
And we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back on the show. Got a new subscriber, Miss Renee. How you doing? Let's see. We get this other banner going on. So we got that going on. So we got that for right now. But anyway, first and foremost. First and foremost, my guy Nick, as y'all know, Mr. HBCU Twitter Weekly, it was discovered that my man, my bro, had an album out, and it is on. I think it's on Apple Music, and some people thought like, well, they like, man, this man, just listen to this. Like, this man can sing. This man can sing right here. And as y'all don't know, man, Nick is in Phi Mu Alpha. He's in Phi Mu Alpha Symphonia. Man, he played in the band. So I mean, he was, of course he's a Hornet. So, we give him all that that much racket for him. But uh but man, it was surprising that he said he had retired from singing, but he had an album. He had an album out. You got to drink on that. But it's a cool thing that to hear something about hear something about one of our people that we so much love and respect in our diaspora, that he kind of joked about it a little bit, but it is what it is. And the Nick Eden Experience. Yes, that is the name of the album, the Nick Eden Experience. And if you don't know, you need to check it out. You need to check it out. Let's see. Let me sign in to this. Oh, hold on. Just think they say text me a verification code. But anyway, uh, Another thing that oh, excuse me. Another thing that came up um, that I saw um, today is that trying to figure something out. That's not it. Trying to figure some other stuff out. Trying to. That's it. Whew. Y'all gonna trip out. Y'all know y'all seen it earlier, but folks need to know what's going on. So if you see it right here, just let me know and put this on here. All right. as y'all know, as y'all know, back in the day, back in the early to late '90s, there was a thing called Freaknik. There was the Freaknik in Atlanta, which uh, spawned off basically uh, your Black Beach Week in Daytona, and then the Capitol Beach Party down here in Galveston, Texas. And so Hulu on March 21st, Hulu is going to be airing Freaknik, um, the wildest party never told. And I know why it was never told, because probably somebody mama and daddy or uncle or auntie or cousin was out there having a time of their life, getting it in. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I went to the last when I was in college. When I was at Jackson State, I went to the last Freaknik. I will say that I went to the last Freaknik. I was a willing participant in in the shenanigans of Freaknik, but also it it spurred me to go to come home to Texas and go to the Capitol Beach party. You know, and if you ain't never been to a Capitol Beach party, y'all should go. Y'all should have went back in the day. It was basically a time that we had. It was one of them times that we had, like, for real. Um, I really can't I really can't explain how all this was coming about, but at the time, at that time, those were the three major things that you go to for spring break. And then, of course, being here in Texas, me being here in Texas, I went to we used to go to the Texas Relays. And if you've never been to a Texas Relays before, that is a sight to see down in Austin, where pretty much everybody, everybody and their mama was there. And that was like the first weekend of April. We already knew Freaknik was spring break. Cabo Beach Party and Black Beach Week was the week after Freaknik. So we always had our chance. We had our picks of where we wanted to go. So uh yeah, so, Miss Mary, you was down there in 93 and 94. I was at the last one. I was at the last one in 1998. The very last one. Yeah, when the AUC ran it, it was it was a thing that when the AUC ran it, but um and the way that it started out is because the kids who were pretty much away from home, like a long way from home, they didn't have nowhere to go, and basically they came up with just something to get together and kind of just have fun with it, and then basically it just grew and it just grew and it just grew, and then it got way out of control. Uh, when it stopped being at the AUC, it did start going towards like uh, I think 5 Points, uh, uh, downtown, the underground Atlanta downtown, and that's when everything started. Um, it was one of the things where it was it kind of got out of hand. It outgrew itself. That's what I meant to say. The whole experience outgrew itself. With the Capitol Beach party, uh Capitol Beach party basically it was from what my understanding was, it was pretty much a convention for the Kappas at that time. Um, for I think the South, it was the Southwest region, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how the story went. All I know is my black ass used to drive from Jackson and cross that bridge when you get to Galveston, try to get to the island, get on that bridge, and you be stuck on that junk because everybody's trying to get on the island. What's going on, Ellen? Everybody's trying to get on the island, and it's one of them bridges like you really don't want to be stuck up there because it's going over Galveston Bay. How about it's going over Galveston Bay, and woo, but you would hear everything about you would see everything, everybody out there that got they um this is it's Texas, y'all. It's Texas. We talking about they got they in old school cars in the slabs. They bumping their music. They got the 83s and the 84s. And if you don't know what that is, it's the shit that pokes out on the tires. So you on 45, you swinging, you banging. Then when you hit that island, you get to the seawall. The seawall is straight up packed, 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 packed. Get on the beach, packed. Like that was the cap. That was the capital. Now, fortunately, when I went, my I had on my stepfather's side, my aunt, his sister used to stay in Galveston, and she worked at one of the hotels. So I basically used to stay in a hotel down there for discount or for free. It just all depends on what we was doing, um, and basically how much money we had. Uh, hold on. Um, but it was a time to be had. If they even tell that story right there, uh, y'all might see a young Doc Holliday with a big ass afro walking down the seawall because that's just what we used to do. That's how we used to do it. Uh, I wasn't a menace, but hey, 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 I was, whew, I was on one. Anyway, anyway, man, we gonna jump off of that right there. But yeah, y'all catch that. That's a week after spring break to be exact. Uh, on March 21st on Hulu. So if you got Hulu, you might well go ahead and save that and get ready to watch it. Cause it's gonna be it's gonna be very interesting. You probably see the pastor out there. You probably see somebody, the missionaries society mother out there. Uh, you probably see a couple of board of trustees at this party. No, it's about the Capitol Beach party in Galveston, Texas. With How about Dallas? Because it wasn't too much nothing happening in Dallas. Dude, when I was in Jackson, I went to the last Freaknik, then I started going to the Capitol. And salute to all the Kappas that I hung out with on the on the island. I ain't gonna say it, but yo, yeah, the capital was Texas. The capital was Texas. Black Beach Week is Daytona, and Freaknik was Atlanta. Oh yeah, brother. I ain't gonna leave them out. preachers, preachers and first ladies, preachers' wives, first ladies, the first husbands, the stewards on the deacon board, ushers or two. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you was there, you knew what time it was. And like before we used to hit the island, used to go to Houston and get had to stop at French's in the third ward, get some French's and head to the island and then just party for like 2 days and then head back to Jackson. That's how it was. Ain't no show without mentioning Dallas or Texas. Oh, of course, I am here in Dallas. I live here, been here majority of my life. So yes, it's I always gonna have some Texas love up in here. Oh Lord, Deacon John with the camcorder. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus, man. But anyway, yeah, what else we had got going on? So we got Super Bowl coming up this weekend. San Francisco, the 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Uh, uh, first of all, don't ever doubt what my guy, what my guy Darren Bates call him. He call him Big Meech, aka Patrick Mahomes. Don't ever doubt him that this man has been in the NFL for 6 years and he has been to the Super Bowl what three times already in his career. He has won two of them things, and what? They lost one.
Urban, you'll see rainy weather and can expect a high of 59
Like,
degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 49
okay,
degrees.
do y'all? I'm gonna ask this question before we get to the serious thing. Do y'all consider Patrick Mahomes, if he win it, if they go out there and win the Super Bowl this Sunday, do you consider Patrick Mahomes one of the greatest QBs of all time? After this, do you put him in the same spectrum with Joe Montana, uh, uh, Tom Brady, even the Troy Aikman? You gotta remember, Troy Aikman went to the Super Bowl 3 out of 4 years. I mean, 4 out of 5. 3 out of 4 years, won 3 of them things, and he's undefeated. I mean, do we talk about you put him in the same category as a Terry Bradshaw, who has went to 4 and won all 4? I mean, just give me y'all insight on that. Give me y'all insight on that. Do you put him in the? No, I'm just asking. Do you put Patrick Mahomes, if he goes out to win this Super Bowl, do you put him in the same category as Tom Brady, as Joe Montana, as Troy Aikman, as Terry Bradshaw? We talk about players. These are quarterbacks that have went to the Super Bowl and have won it and have never. Well, the only one that really lost the Super Bowl was Tom Brady. He lost 2 of them things. But do you put him in that same category? Really, Joe Montana. Joe Montana he undefeated, 4-0 in Super Bowls. Troy Aikman, undefeated, 4-0 in Super Bowls. Terry Bradshaw, Troy Aikman, 3-0 in Super Bowls. Terry Bradshaw, 4-0 in Super Bowls. Shit. Tom Brady, 7 of the things. That man been in what, 9 of them? He only lost 2. Like, do you put Patrick Mahomes? Do you put Patrick Big Meech Mahomes in that same category? And then let's look on the side of San Francisco. You got Kyle Shanahan, who's been there before. I mean, he's been there. He's been to the Super Bowl before, and not just as a head coach, but he was there as offensive coordinator with the Atlanta Falcons. We all know what happened with that. But he went to the Super Bowl his first year at San Fran. They lost it, which it was very, the game was very, very interesting. But what would you say? What would you put? Now, what would you put Brock Purdy in? What category would you put Brock Purdy in? Because if you put Brock, let's just say Brock Purdy go out there, he win the thing. First and foremost, I'm gonna be honest with you. Cam Newton, the great Cam Newton from the Carolina Panthers, is going to have to eat a lot of crow for calling this man a game manager. They said that he can't win the big thing. Okay, lost. Okay, so he's 7-3, so he went to the Super Bowl 10 times. Yeah, I forgot about this. I forgot about that one, Ronald. You right. You right. That's when Brandon Cooks got knocked the hell out by Malcolm Jenkins on the blind side. So what would you call Brock Purdy? Because I'm like I said with Brock Purdy and the issue about what Cam Newton said with being a game manager at quarterback. I wouldn't say he can't win the game, but he called him a game manager. Now, but what I'm saying is, does Cam Newton go back out there and he eat crow? Does he go back on a big ass apology tour? But I'm just saying, it's just a saying. It's just a saying. I'm just asking a question. It's all I'm doing is just asking the question. Do you put Brock Purdy? Do you change his moniker from being a game manager to he's going to be up on that elite, that elite status if he keeps going at the rate that he's going now? People say LeBron better than Jordan and he has 6 rings. Yeah, but LeBron ain't better than Bill Russell. Bill Russell got 11 of them things last time I checked. And I don't think, because man, I don't think being a game manager is a bad thing. It's just the fact that you're playing to win the game. You're not playing to lose the thing. You just basically you just manage the game. You got every other piece around you that can get you to the promised land. You just make sure that you don't crash that thing while you're on that trip. And then let's just say this. If Purdy wins the Super Bowl, every team, even my team, is going to have to eat crow because nobody picked this dude up. And he was the last pick. What they call it, the pick, the Mr. Irrelevant pick in the NFL draft. He was Mr. Irrelevant. And guess what? He in his second year in the Super Bowl. I was just saying. Just saying. I mean, y'all bring the LeBron Jordan topic up, and I squash all that. LeBron got 4 of them things, and Jordan got 6 because Jordan went 6-0. But guess what? My man Bill Russell got 11 of them things, and he won one as a coach. So let's not get into that debate right there. Let's not get into that debate. I don't care about errors. I don't care about none of that. If we talk about straight up reigns from a player, my man Bill Russell got more than everybody else in the NBA. Basically. Yeah. And I ain't gonna say Brady is not an elite quarterback. Brady is a game manager. He just had a lot of pieces around him. And that was the day that happened is the day that football of old would go right back to, football of old would come back to us and we'll be so happy. But until then, quarterback is always going to be the first and going to be front and center, first and foremost, and pretty much basically that's what you're going to get. It, nothing nothing wrong with the quarterback, but understandably so. Yes, it is a team sport, but the quarterback is going to get more shine because why? The quarterback gets the highest paid. The quarterback, it always going to end with the ball in his hand. It's always going to end with the ball in his hand. And that's the reason why quarterbacks get so scrutinized nowadays because they are the ones that can control the game. And at this point in time, they are the ones that controls the game. Uh, So would you put Josh Allen in there as a game changer? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, but yes, Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, yes, for sure, yes, they are game changers. Now, if that man up in that's in New York, when he gets back, Aaron Rodgers, if he gets back to the way that he was when he was in Green Bay, that's a game changer right there for you too. And I think the younger ones that's coming in, like a CJ Stroud, I think the CJ Stroud could be a game changer. I think Justin Fields, if he get a team around, if they put a team around him and they basically uh, use his ability to run and also to throw the ball, he could be a game changer. I get you, Ed. You good? We good with that. We good with that. I think Justin Fields is good. I just think he just need to have whatever the other pieces that need to be around him. He needs to have it around him. But I think that Justin Fields is good. Just give. I think you give him the time. But a lot of people is like, you need to get it. We need to give it to me now, so we can get this thing going. But it is what it is. Um, But yeah, if you got a Super Bowl pick, it's Friday. You got a Super Bowl pick, man. Put it in the chat. Put your pick in the chat. Put your score in the chat for the game, and we'll start getting ready for mm, we'll start getting ready for, let's see, United Football League. Yes, that's coming up in March. You got Combine coming up. You got NFL Draft coming up. Uh, got a lot of things that's coming up right now. Come on, Ed. Don't be like that. uh, but yeah, let's. In fact, Green done stole my thunder. But let's get into that. So let's get into this right here. Um, we had a lot of coaches that are moving, that are moving out, moving to different places. Of course, earlier today we saw that Chip Kelly from UCLA is taking the OC position over at Ohio State. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said this before. I talked to a couple of people at my job about this. I feel like if this is Ryan Day, this is Ohio State's time to get it done. Now, the fact that Jim Harbaugh is in the pros, this is Ohio State's season to get it done. You don't have to deal with Harbaugh, but you do got to deal with some of the things that are, they did hire in house. Uh, they have a new DC coming in from the NFL who was the DC at with the Giants. So Why did you have to do that? Hector Foreman, the DC. Oh yeah, Sam Washington, he's a good DC, but I don't know if Sam Washington want to come, out of retirement. He's still getting paid by North Carolina A&T right now. So remember, they bought him out. All right, now with all right now, but of course, Chip Kelly did, like I said, Chip Kelly did lead to go to Ohio State today. Really, and I'll be honest with you, UCLA couldn't afford the buyout because his contract was too massive, and UCLA was just dumb as hell for giving him that contract in the first place. So they really didn't have that type of money to give to him. And of course, the Pac-12, the media deal for the Pac-12 was not going to be a lot in the first place. It was not going to be a lot. And of course, y'all know after this season, when it comes after basketball season, all the other sports go, the Pac-12 is going to be, it's going to be on the C and D, cease and desist. Oh Lord, she said, "I'm on y'all ass, Michigan. I'm on y'all ass." That's how she pointed. I'm on y'all ass, Michigan. We on y'all ass this year. This how you pointed, Whitley. We on your ass this year. Oh Lord. But oh Lord Jesus. But let me get this thing up. Cause I sent this earlier. I had sent this earlier, so well, we're gonna be in the hunt for a new defensive coordinator. Yes, so it is reported that South Alabama, University of South Alabama, who is now being coached by Major Applewhite. And if you've been living under a rock, if you don't know who Major Applewhite is, he is a Texas Glory with the Longhorns. He was the OC at University of Alabama. He was the head coach at one point in time at the University of Houston. This man has been everywhere. He has been everywhere in college football. As we speak. Um, but he has tabbed a couple of Jackson State coaches in this past week and a half, 2 weeks. Of course, Coach J.O., who was the offensive line coach, decided, and he was the co-offensive coordinator, decided to take his talents down to Mobile. Uh, Other than that, got another call from South Alabama to one of our coaches, and excuse me, and that coach is Coach Jonathan Bradley. They have tabbed Coach Bradley, who is the defensive coordinator for Jackson State, with running his defensive line, being the defensive line coach. Uh, Now, I say this. I would say this. Um, if he takes the job, and we've all, everybody that is Jackson State alum, even just anybody in just college football period, have dealt with uh, having coaches leave um, to go to either another football program or to the NFL. Now, so this is from Football Scoop, footballscoop.com, and they are very reliable when it comes to their sources. Um, this basically says Jonathan Bradley, a former NFL player who helped mold Jackson State's stellar defensive line and also served as the Tigers' defensive coordinator, is expected to be on the move, sources tells Football Scoop Friday. Um, Bradley, per sources, is finalizing the deal to become the defensive line coach for major Applewhite South Alabama program, sources shared with Football Scoop, barring any unexpected snags. Applewhite is making a few final moves to the South Alabama staff after being elevated to the head coach position following Kane Womack's departure to Alabama as the Tide's defensive coordinator. A former star at Arkansas State who played for both the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, both of them was in the playoffs this year. Bradley has coached at Pine Bluff, helped coordinate the defense for Fred McNair at Alcorn, and also coached at North Carolina Central as well as his alma mater. At virtually all of his coaching stops, Bradley's defensive line units have ranked among the respective conference leaders in quarterback sacks and tackles for losses. South Alabama is set to open its 2024 season August 31st against University of North Texas as Applewhite returns to the head coach post, his first time running the program since exiting the Houston Cougars following the 2018 season. So that is the article right there from footballscoop.com. So like I said, they've been tabbed. They got Coach J.O., who was the offensive line coach. He's over there as new offensive line coach for South Alabama. And now they're, tabbing Coach Bradley, of course, who is our defensive coordinator at Jackson State, to be their defensive line coach at South Alabama. Now, I would say this for folks that are, are real iffy about when it comes to defense. When it comes to the defense, last season what we saw with Jackson State with the defensive line, just with the defense overall, we had a lot of injuries. Let's not forget this. We had a lot of injuries. We also had a lot of players that was playing out of place. So pretty much, I would say you have to understand. Last season, you had Antonio Doyle playing out of his position. Antonio Doyle is not a defensive lineman. He is a linebacker. He is a downhill linebacker. Hit the gap, blow something up. That's 250 pounds coming at you. You can't stop that. I will also say we already heard with, it says Guthrie, he was playing more in the box because it was a young secondary. Other than K5 and Jalen on the outside, it was pretty much a young secondary. It's a new secondary, so he had to play more in the box. That's the reason why you saw B.J. Washington play elevate, because it says gave up his body to be more of a run stopper than to be in pass coverage. So Philip Webb is a defensive. He is a defensive end slash inside lineman. Like, you're looking at him being straight power. Two outside guys are straight power. So two outside linemen, two outside DNs with straight power. They didn't have no bend. They didn't have any type of move is with their hands. They didn't have a specific move. What's going on, HBCU Bad Talk? They didn't have a specific move, like a move that solidifies them, like getting to a quarterback. So it is kind of hard to trying to adjust. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just seeing what I see out there on the field. Now, did we give up a lot of yards as far as rushing when it came down to it? Other than the Texas State game, the Texas State game does not count. The FAMU game to me don't count. Did we give up over 100 yards after those games right there? Did we give up 100 yards as a defensive unit, rushing as a defensive unit? No. Our defense was solid. We were in the top 5 in the SWAC. We were in the top 25 in the FCS when it came to defense. When it came to rush yards on the defense. When it came to giving up passing yards on the defense. When it came to basically, of course, with the interception, that's thanks to Coach Quinn. We damn near led the nation in basically interceptions. So, like, with the second half of the year, the defense did get good because why? He did adjust. Don't get me wrong. Everybody say he did not adjust. That man adjusted. Because you can't tell me that we get gashed for over 300 yards against Texas State running the ball. We got gashed for like almost 200 yards against FAMU, them running the ball. And we did not get better. Come on now. I think in a sense we still live in this, some fans, we still live in the world where we had Dennis Thurman and then everything, we rushed everybody, we played in the bear defense, and it's like everybody, get to the quarterback. I mean, but my man TC is running the show. So yeah, that Texas State game messed a whole bunch of stuff up. It did. Like, we couldn't get off the blocks. We missed tackles. Like, they exposed us. They exposed us to the T. And don't sit here and say I didn't say that it didn't happen, because it happened. They exposed us to our draws. Every other game we played after that, we did not get we didn't have 100-yard rusher. We didn't even give up 100 yards to all together. We got better our defense got better after that game, Coach Green. Y'all defense was just straight up trash. But that's neither here nor there. But if he takes the position, of course, This is the business of college football. We can't sugarcoat TC. He's in his second year of coaching his team. I think he got some up his sleeve if this decision is made. If Coach Bradley make the decision, I think Coach TC got some up his sleeve. I think he has somebody that he know he can depend on. Just be it real with you. Just be it real with you. Um, so I think TC got some up his sleeve. Um, I don't know. I wouldn't. If it me, I wouldn't switch Javasi from being a DC. I would keep him as special teams and inside linebackers. I'd leave him just like that. You would have to go outside to get you a DC. I'll just say that. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Um, just being, being understanding, being real. Um, but other than that, we about to get to the major topic of discussion for tonight. Um, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holiday with HBCU Overdrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
All right, we back again. And of course, like I said, we want to get into the main topic of discussion right here. And that is the state of Tennessee. The state of Tennessee State. Why the state legislature dissolved Tennessee State Board of Trustees. So, this happened earlier this week. And, this is what happens when this is what happens when we are not proactive when it comes to voting. And we all big in voting in the big election, but we also got to be proactive when it comes to voting in our state and local elections. So, my whole thing is, when it comes down to it, to me, when it comes down to it, I just feel like that this is what you get when you don't go out there and vote. This is what you would get when you don't go out there and vote. So you don't want to vote in your state elections. So basically, when you don't do that, somebody's going to be up there. Somebody's going to represent your district, your state, wherever you live at, wherever you reside. They're going to represent you, even though you didn't vote for them, or even though you didn't go out there to vote. This is the punishment that you get right here. You didn't want to do it. You didn't want to do it. That's what happens. That is what happens. So I want to try to pull up something, and let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. It's my guy right here, 28th and Jefferson. He is a big proponent of Tennessee State athletics and everything the school has to offer. Because I say this was going to happen. This was going to happen once Dr. Glover decided that she was going to resign. I felt like that the state was going to do this and say, not so fast. So, trying to find that. And all this is happening during Black History Month. All this is happening during Black History Month. And I'm just saying, once that lady said she gonna decide she gonna step down, I realized it was gonna be the end. Let me see if I can find it on. Anyway, let me get to this, y'all. Let me get to this. But let me see. Let me see if I can Google this. All right, so this is coming from the Tennessean. So here we go. The Senate advances bill to vacate Tennessee State University Board. And this was done on February the 6th, so this was done earlier in the week. The Senate committee passed a measure Wednesday that would vacate the Tennessee State University Board of Trustees and give Governor Bill Lee power to appoint new members to oversee the historically black university. Nothing in the proposed bill bars existing members from being reappointed, although lawmakers have expressed frustration with performances of the current board. I think the issues at TSU are self-evident. Senator John Lundberg, who was a Republican from Bristol, told reporters after the hearing, "We talked about them literally for years." The committee approved the bill in a 7-2 vote. Senator Charlene Oliver, who's a Democrat from Nashville, and Senator Sarah Kyle, who's a Democrat from Memphis, voted no. The legislator, the very body that has been responsible for underfunded Tennessee State, is making allegations, harsh ones to be exact, about the way this university is running its business, Oliver said, while wearing a TSU pin and a blue blazer, which matches the school colors during the hearing. For many people in the community, these allegations feel unfair, especially when you consider the full context. All right. So Miss Charlene, Representative Charlene Oliver was stating that. Now that it passed the Senate Government Operations Committee, let's see, Senate Bill 1596, House Bill 1739 must go through additional steps before it can pass in the Senate. It must also be discussed and passed in the House. Representative John Reagan, who is a Republican from Oak Ridge, is the sponsor of the House legislation. The Nashville University has been embroiled in controversy in recent years and endured a long history of underfunding by the state. Last February, the state threatened to dissolve the Tennessee Board and place the school under the authority of the Board of Regents after a scathing audit from the Tennessee Comptroller's Office revealed issues with leadership, financial decisions, and housing at the university. Instead, the state allocated $2 million for another in-depth audit of TSU and gave the board a year to fix the problems. The results of that audit have not yet been released, something Oliver pointed out as she called for the committee to delay its vote to give time to hear from auditors. Oh, Lord. So basically what they're saying is that Tennessee State, doesn't matter if Dr. Glover was there, was at the head or not, they have been having issues with their finances, basically with housing. But this is all stems from the fact that you're not funding the school. This is all stemming from the fact that you're not funding the school. Like, if you're not funding the school correctly, then they won't have these problems. A school, all the HBCUs in the Deep South that is controlled by a Republican majority would not have these issues if give us our damn money. Give us our money. And basically, you have issues with leadership, but Dr. Glover been in leadership at that school for years. And from what I'm hearing, it was no issue when she was when she was the leader of the school. So now that she's stepping down, that she's deciding to leave, and if you want to come up, the link is in the chat for you to come up. You don't have to show your face, but you can come up and speak your piece about this. But let's get back to it. TSU leadership pleaded with the committee Wednesday not to vacate the board, citing concerns over the loss of institutional knowledge, disruption of progress TSU has made, and hampering of the school's search for a new president. Dozens of TSU supporters filled the road, many wearing the school colors of blue and white. Board member, we are working very hard. So in Unsteady voice Pamela Brooks Martin, who has served on the board since it was created in 2017, asked the committee to give the current board at least another year to continue its work. She said they are actively working to address the concerns presented by the controller's audit. If I sound a little shaky this morning, it's because this is a hard pill. We know some things are not right. We are working very hard. Uh, Student trustee at TSU Jr., Sean Wimberly Jr., was also on hand to testify. He said vacating the board would not only affect the school's leadership, it would also hurt students. This is not the correct solution, Wimberly said. In an email statement, a university spokesperson said TSU has cooperated with auditors, including weekly meetings that ensure the university is responding to their requests. Until 2017, Tennessee State was overseen by the Tennessee Board of Regents, which directly governed all state universities except for the University of Tennessee system. That year, TSU and the 5 other universities overseen by the Board of Regents were placed under the authority of their own independent boards. What's next for TSU board bill? If the measure is signed into law without any additional changes, the current TSU board could be vacated after that. So Representative Harold Love Jr., who is a Democrat from Nashville, was among those who previously advocated for the extension of the current board to address the concerns raised in the audit. He is also a graduate at TSU. After the Wednesday Senate hearing, he said it seemed some senators were open to the idea of retaining at least some of the current board members. Now it's in the House's hands. We'll be looking at the bill next week, Love said. I hope we can have conversations about what that may look like to retain some institutional memory. After the House version of the bill was introduced, it was referred to the House Government Operations Committee. A day has not yet been set for the committee to take up the measure. Love said he hopes to have a conversation with the governor about who may be appointed to the TSU board if the measure passes as proposed. He said the law requires that a certain number of board members must be TSU alumni or live in the state. So in other words, the board has to be made up of Tennessee State. It has to be made up of a Tennessee State alum. So you cannot. So what it is basically saying they cannot dilute the board of trustees for Tennessee State with just anybody and everybody. They have to be an alum of the state of the school, and they have to stay in the state. So if Jim Bob Cooter, and that's a real person's name right there, was living in, let's just say, in Arkansas, and the state decided like, hey, we want to make him part of the board, he cannot be a part of that because he does not live in the state, and he's not an alum of the school. So, he said he's still awaiting the results of the audit and hope there will be room for conversation on giving the current board member more time to make changes. Lumberg claimed TSU had fallen short in its response to the audit, but did not expound on details. TSU has maintained that it's done everything it can to comply with auditors. Love said he plans to speak to the controller's office to find out if anything is amiss and what can be done to address it. We certainly want the audit to come back clean. TSU's current president, Dr. Glenda Glover, is set to leave her post at the end of the academic year, which is in May. The board plans to conduct final interviews and announce a new president in April, according to the university website. This legislation may dissuade some top candidates from applying or even seriously considering Tennessee State University, Martin told the committee Wednesday. If the legislature does vacate the current board and replace it with a new one, those newly appointed members will likely play a role in selecting TSU's next president. There have been rumors that Love might be in a running to take over Glover's post, but he put them to rest Wednesday. This is the place for me to best serve universities in this role at the state legislature, he said. I'm excited about continuing that work. So hopefully all is not lost for Tennessee State when it comes down to it. But I'm still on the fence. I'm not even on the fence. I'm still going to say give them their damn money. It was, I don't know, it was a video I seen on Twitter this past week, and it was somebody from the legislator he was basically talking about why black kids want to go to Tennessee State instead of going to the other state universities, the PWIs, in the state of Tennessee. Why? Because they are wanted at Tennessee State. They make them feel loved at Tennessee State. They make them feel at ease at Tennessee State. Where at a University of Tennessee in Knoxville, you're gonna have like 40,000 people. You just a blip on the radar. See, at TSU or even at Jackson State or South Carolina State or Hampton or whatever HBCU you go to, you're gonna be treated like family. That has always been our motto. That has always been our mantra. We treat you like family. And with them trying to dissolve this board because you put in place all the stipulations that they supposed to follow, but nobody's not. It's just like the old saying: "Who's policing the police? Who's policing the legislator, the state legislation? Who's policing that?" And basically, when I'm looking at it, it's like this: the hoods are coming off. If you know what I mean, that your hood is coming off. If you know what I mean. So to me, who polices y'all? If they had all these issues going on at their school, when ineffective leadership and stuff like that, isn't the state of Tennessee part of the problem also? Is the state of Tennessee at fault for not giving Tennessee State its $2 billion that is most deserved, that you have underfunded this university for decades and decades and decades? It's the same way with my institution at Jackson State. The state of Mississippi has underfunded my institution far too long, for decades and decades and decades and decades. I'm just saying. underfund us, you talking about you're gonna give us this money, then you put in these stipulations about what we need to do to make sure that the money is given to us, and it's always going to seem like an unfair advantage for the state to not give us the money. So I say it like this. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna jump off this subject. I'm gonna drop this subject after that. Give us our damn money that is owed to us. Give us our damn money that is owed to us. If Jackson State is owed $1 billion, give us our $1 billion. If Tennessee State is owed $2 billion, give them their $2 billion. If Prairie View is owed $2 billion by Texas A&M, they got the money. Give it to them. Give us our damn money. Give us what is owed to us, and give us our piece of the pie. The same way you give to the University of Tennessee and University of Memphis and these other state schools, and then all here in Mississippi with Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Texas with University of Texas and Texas A&M. Give us our damn money. We want the same piece of pie that y'all get. You give us our money, man, we don't have to worry about y'all. We don't care about y'all. We do not care. I can give excuse my language, I can give a flying fuck about the University of Texas. And I live here. I don't care. I do not care. Give us our damn money. You give us our money, we fix our own stuff. You ain't gotta worry about us. You don't have to worry about us. But guess what? If we make our stuff look good and we present it well, your little population of black students that you have at your historically white institutions, they'll be coming back home to our HBCUs. And I stand on business with that. All you give us our damn money. Y'all did it by hook or crook. And if we do it by hook or crook, it's a problem. But we do it by hook or crook, it's going to be a problem. So just give us our money. That's all. That's all we ask for. Give us our money. We'll fix our own problems. You ain't got to worry about being part of your system. We make our own system. Just give us our money. Give us our money. Repeat it. Give us our money. That's it. But anyway, man, we gonna drop this subject right here because I feel like this is gonna be something that's gonna be talked about more often. Make sure that you like the stream, comment, share, subscribe, donate to the channel. All you have to do is just hit the donation button. Well, not donation button. Just hit the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. Cash App, HBCU Overdrive. PayPal, David Smith, 1925. And the Zelle, David E. Smith, 30@gmail.com. Basically, you can hit that. Also, hit smash the like button, smash the share button, comment on this thing, and subscribe to it. Hey, it's Friday night. I know a lot of people got a lot of things going on. Got Super Bowl, and then next week is Valentine's Day. So hey, but last thing I want to put out there. Is is something that I think needs to be um, that needs to be said. And so I'm gonna share this again. So I put out here today, as y'all see, that yesterday during the NFL honors, they did announce who was going to be enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton this coming summer. And from the names that we saw, let me see, let me Google this. So the class that is coming up, the class that's coming up this year, has some nice names on there. Has some great names on there. For one, you have for the senior class, it was Randy Gradishar and Steve Mungo McMichael, who was part of the 86, part of the 85 Bears, part of that 46 defense. He was a stalwart on that defensive line with the Chicago Bears back in the day. He is making the Hall of Fame. He's also suffering from ALS. So, it doesn't matter. Keep that man in your prayer. But on the defensive side, this is pretty much all this draft is pretty much heavily defense. So Dwight Freeney is coming in as a Hall of Famer, and Julius Peppers, who for the most part was a defensive, stalwart when he was in college, and then he also played basketball in college at the University of North Carolina. A lot of things somebody couldn't do. And then Patrick Willis for the 49ers, who played his ball at Ole Miss, who would have had a better, longer stellar career if he didn't have issue with his foot, with his toe. Of course, Devin Hester, who is the all-time leader when it comes to who is the best in punt and kick returns. And then we have Andre Johnson, who is the Texans' all-time leading receiver in franchise history. Remember, the Texans came back in 2002, if I'm not mistaken. And he was a part of all those Texans teams that did not get to the playoffs until they got to the playoffs early in the 2010s. He was Mr. Texan by everybody in Houston. But I just feel like this. He, not saying that he don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. He does. He could have waited his turn to be in the Hall of Fame. Because this man right here, that y'all see on this picture, this man right here, he go by the nickname Smooth. He was part of that Thunder and Lightning combo in Jacksonville, who won a Super Bowl with the Cowboys, even though he did not play. But he's the franchise leader in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns and receptions in Jaguars history. This person I'm talking about is Jimmy Smith. Everybody know who Jimmy Smith is? My man is from Northside Callaway High School. He's a Charger. Went to Jackson State, broke records at did some things at Jackson State. Was our first round pick out of Jackson State by my beloved Dallas Cowboys. Uh, we all know the story about what happened to Smooth. But I say this. My man right here should be in the Hall of Fame right now. I'm gonna I got pushback because somebody said, well, there's other folks that have better numbers than he had. But at the time, before these young dudes came in, before Andre Johnson came in, this guy right here was the man. Give him his shine. Give him his proper due. Put him in the Hall of Fame. People want to discount what he did. Excuse me, y'all. People want to discount what he did off the field. But let's not forget. And excuse my language, but the NFL enshrined a crackhead in the Hall of Fame. And I'm talking about Lawrence Taylor. Who has admitted that he used to smoke dope, crack, before football games. That he was high out of his mind when he played. My man Jimmy Smith went through his thing. He went through what he went through. He served, he even served time for what he did too. Let's not get it twisted. A man served time for what he did too. But does that equate not putting him into the Hall of Fame? He's been out of football for what? Almost close to 15 years, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go check. My guy last played a game in 2005. 2005 was his last year in football. It is 19 years. It's going almost on 20 years. And my man have not gotten the recognition that he deserved. So I'm put just like this. NFL Hall of Fame or Pro Football Hall of Fame. If this man don't get in next year, I'm boycotting y'all. I don't care what you say. I'm boycotting. My man, 20 years. All you need, and once you retire, realize this. Once you retire, all you need is to be out the league is for like 5 years, 4 or 5 years. And you're eligible to be put in the Hall of Fame. If you got the numbers to do that. So, therefore, I said it. It's a good night for Andre Johnson, but this man right here should have been in the Hall of Fame before that guy. And I'm just being real. A man should be in the Hall of Fame right now. Right now. Should have been 10 years ago. He should have been in the Hall of Fame 10 years ago. He had better numbers than my favorite receiver, Michael Irvin. In fact, it's another Jackson State player, a former Jackson State alum. that's not in the Hall of Fame also. And that's Harold Jackson. Harold Jackson need to be in the Hall of Fame. It is their time to be in the Hall of Fame right now. Point blank, period. It is their time to be in the Hall of Fame right now. But anyway, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this show tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. I hope everybody have a safe weekend. Um, I hope you enjoyed watching the game on Saturday. On Sunday. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoy watching the game on Sunday. And I'm going to go follow my buddy, my friend, um, who's on doing a show now. I'm going to check in on her, and we're going to ride this thing out. And as always, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. And we out this thing. I might come on Sunday night after the Super Bowl. But we out of this thing. Peace.